In a recent video, Stephen Mark Ryan from the Solving the Money Problem channel was talking about Tesla and full self-driving for the 4 trillionth time. Admit it. You know you love it. And he said something that I believe was wrong. Dead wrong. And it slapped me in the face like...
It will need to slap them in the face like baff, baff.
And so I want to share my perspective with you on it. Steven, if you're watching, I've been waiting for this day. I've been watching your channel for years, waiting for something that I disagree with you with. And today is the day, my friend. For this video, I'm going to assume that you have a basic understanding of full self-driving, what it is and what the companies are trying to achieve, and that you understand that there's a race going on to be the first company who has a full self-driving autonomous software package that is approved and legal and accepted and widely used. Stephen and I agree that Tesla is winning this race and that they have a dominating lead, that they're leading all the automakers just like they're leading in electric vehicle production. During his analysis in this recent video, Stephen is going over talking about how Tesla is not only winning, but it's likely going to get to a point where Tesla has solved autonomy. They have full self-driving software, and other companies will eventually get to a point where they realize that they can't solve it anytime soon. And so they may opt to make a deal with Tesla where they would license their software, where they could offer it to their customers as a package, and that Tesla would work out some kind of deal where they're splitting revenue. Now, this is not something new. It's something Steven's talked about before. I believe Kathy Wood has talked about it before. Elon's even talked about it before. He's asked about it often.
Licensing?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. We're not going to stop people from doing it. It will need to slap them in the face like baff, baff. It has to be taking sales away from them. We're going to get a lot of sort of complaints and FUD and whatnot from competitors about autopilot because they have no answer to it. And they're not like thrilled about the idea of like licensing it from Tesla. That's not like, oh yeah, let's give our competitor a ton of money.
Yeah.
And it certainly appears that Elon is open to this. It's something he's thought about, people have talked about in many different cases. And I've understood this idea for a long time. And I believe that if it were to work out like this, absolutely, this could become a huge new revenue boost for Tesla. It could help other automakers. It could help them to continue to offer vehicles that are at least trying to keep pace and stay relevant. But I said Stephen was wrong, so let me be specific and tell you what I think he's wrong about. Because I don't believe he's wrong about everything. I don't believe he's wrong about the overall concept. I think he's wrong about one particular thing, and it could turn out to be a pretty huge thing. Here's what he said.
Here's what Tesla could do. Tesla could give a very, very generous offer to other automotive manufacturers. Look, you charge the same rate for our autonomous software that we charge, and you get to keep half the profits, and we'll take half the profits. Now, suddenly, these companies who are making no money on their vehicles and can't sell them anyway because they don't have the same features and functionality, they're not the same value for money as a Tesla vehicle, can suddenly offer autonomy. Tesla's autonomy. Now things get interesting. In addition, if Tesla's generous enough with the split, maybe it's a 50-50 revenue split, these companies would be insane not to take Tesla up on the offer. Yes, it means that Tesla's getting half the profits. But for Tesla, there's no additional cost, tiny bit of time for a few software engineers to tweak based on the cameras in these things, but basically this is almost pure profit for Tesla. And now suddenly these automotive manufacturers can offer a software package that can produce many thousands of dollars of profits per vehicle sold.
Okay, so first, before I go any further, this is the first time that I've ever heard this that it struck me as not being true. And there's a very particular reason for that. My company that I work for in my day job does integration. We're a software company and we integrate all the time with different companies, different softwares, different products, and different technologies. And that's no problem. We've been doing that for years. But just this year, we actually formed a partnership with another company on a particular project, and we are working as true partners and we're adapting our software to work with their hardware and their communication services. And this has been a great learning experience for me. You see, we have two companies that are market leaders. They are the best at what they do, and they both have a strong team. They both have people dedicated to making this new project work, because we see the potential that if we pool our resources, we could clear the field in this new niche, and it could be very meaningful to both our companies. But during this partnership, we've been developing this new product and service. It has been much, much different than the regular integrations that we do. You see, in a true partnership, you have more people involved. You have more moving parts. You have more meetings. You have more time traps. You have more changes in priorities. You have more hurdles to overcome. And so while we have two great companies that are both successful in what they do and they have a similar vision, we set out a plan and a timeline that we expected was aggressive yet very achievable. And we have found that those hurdles really add complexity to what we're doing. So what, right? You're probably thinking, so what, Jeff? So Tesla. Think about Tesla for a minute. Who is going to partner with Tesla in a way that they move at the same speed, they talk the same language, their cultures match? There's no auto company out there that's going to do that, right? So the true partnership type of integration, in my mind, is simply off the table when it comes to licensing full self-driving to other auto manufacturers. The only option, I believe, is for Tesla to say, here it is. Here's our product. Here's our full self-driving software solution. Here it is. And you, as an outside company, can come and tap it. You can access it, and good luck. You can use it, and we'll license it, and we'll take a cut. We'll take a share of the revenue. We'll take a commission, whatever it is, and you come and get it, right? Which, judging by Elon's response when people ask him about that, I kind of think that fits with sort of his demeanor. His thinking is, we're not going to hold it hostage. If another company wants to come and license it, yeah, we'd be open to that. But it's not like it sounds like he's got this huge master plan to devote all kind of Tesla resources to making that happen, to integrating with their company, with their vehicles, with their software, all that kind of stuff.
There's absolutely no point for Tesla to direct any resources, however minuscule. There's absolutely no point for Tesla to direct any resources, however minuscule.
So do you see the problem yet? The problem is the onus is on the other company to do the integration. So you're picturing Ford or General Motors or Volkswagen or whoever it is. Are they going to be able and effective at integrating Tesla's full self-driving solution into their vehicle fleet? In my opinion, the very best possible solution to this would be for Tesla not only to say, here is our software solution, here it is, come and get it, but here is a list of requirements that you're going to need as a car company, as an auto manufacturer. This is the computer requirements that your vehicle's main computer is going to need. This is the processing power that they're going to need. Maybe Tesla even ends up having to offer to manufacture and sell the hardware for the main computer for the vehicles to work with. Then they would have to say, here are the requirements, and this is how the Wi-Fi is going to work for your over-the-air software updates. And then here are the camera specs that you're going to need, the number of cameras, the specs for each of them, and the placements that they need around the vehicles. And then inevitably, there's going to be a lot of adjustments. Now, here's the thing. I'm just some guy. There's probably a list of 100 other things that they're going to have to adjust for and anticipate and test with, and there's going to be a lot of development here, and it all needs to belong to the other auto manufacturers, because it doesn't make any sense for Tesla to devote its engineers, its resources, its know-how and experience to going and solving the problem for someone else.
There's absolutely no point for Tesla to direct any resources, however minuscule.
So if Tesla can hand them the list of requirements, that would go a long way. But what if the list changes? Remember, Tesla is always advancing. It's always pushing to innovate. It's always pushing forward. So isn't that list going to change over time? Now the other auto manufacturers are constantly going to have to keep up to date and adapt. So think about what this would take to actually come to fruition. First, the other auto manufacturers are going to have to make the decision to switch. And we know from past experience, these companies, they don't have the culture to do that until they have no other choice.
It will need to slap them in the face, like baff, baff.
They're not going to be proactive. They're not going to throw in the towel and give up until they realize there is no other way that we stay relevant. We are being left behind. Our auto sales are plummeting. Every single customer who doesn't choose us is not choosing us because we don't have a full self-driving option. That's the only time that they're going to make that decision. And then when they make that decision, it's not like they can simply flip a switch and turn it on all of their vehicles that are out there or the new ones that are coming off the line. They're going to have to redesign their vehicles to become Tesla full self-driving compatible. Can you picture these auto manufacturers doing that? Can you picture how long it's going to take them to do that? Think about, they also have dozens of different vehicle models, and many of them are going to be much, much different one to another. So can you picture Ford or GM or Volkswagen taking a whole team of their best and their brightest and saying, hey, we need you to redesign every single car in our fleet so that we can offer Tesla full self-driving with every vehicle. Now, I understand and agree that this would be for their own good, for their own survival as a company, for them to stay relevant. Should they do it? Absolutely. But will they do it? I don't believe that they'll do it just in time. And so the idea that they could just make a few tweaks, turn it on, and they'll be okay, I just think is a huge, huge misunderstanding. I believe there is a massive integration gap that these companies are not going to see until it's so large that they won't be able to make the jump. And that gap is going to be expanding. And most companies are going to be scared to make that jump, and they won't. Now, I could be completely wrong. I'm just some guy on YouTube. Elon could come out and blow our minds all over again and say, yeah, we've got that. We've got a way to save the auto manufacturers from themselves. We've got a way to cover that integration gap. No problem. We got this. But from where I sit, my opinion is nobody has the guts to make that jump until it's too late and it's too big a gap. And while they go after it at some point, I don't see any of them making it. Well, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you subscribe? I'll be making more videos like it before you know it. Until next time, have a great day.